Hi, it's Susan at Seaside Stitches, and this is hashtag Friday Sews, and it's a little bit of a special one, so I'm inviting you to spend the week with me as I go through the week, and it's called hashtag Sew Day to Day, and that's just what it is. So it's whether I sew or whether I don't sew, but I have had a really good week, and I'm putting this introduction in at the end to see if I got through it. So I would really love it if you could watch my video. It's rather long, but that's because I've had a good sewing week. So if you're able to watch, I'd be so grateful, and I hope you enjoy it if you do watch. And thank you to Jen for having this idea of just mixing things up a bit, rather than it's just the chatty, a bit of life and a bit of sewing talk. And it's not that we'll all be doing this all the time anyway. It's some people will pop in and do this, and some people will do our normal way of doing it, but it's just expanding things. So I just really appreciate you being here. Thank you. And if you do like the video, give it a thumbs up. And I've got 960 something survivors, and that's what you are. You're a survivor of my channel. So I'm really pleased to have you along with me, whether you subscribe or not. But if you'd like to leave me a comment, let me know how you've got on with it, if you've survived it, and I shall hand you over to whatever the day was that I started it. I don't know if it was the Friday evening of the Friday Sews, and I'm finishing this on the Thursday evening as I've edited it tonight, and you will be seeing it from Friday onwards, if I can get the thing uploaded. Okay, bye for now. Lots of love to you. See you in a bit. Okay, so I'm in my sewing room, and it is Saturday the 20th of October, and if you can see outside, it is pouring down, and I don't know if I look over there. I'm looking over there. I don't know where to look. So I'm just nipping on to show that well, I've been in here a lot of the time today, and I'm going to turn you around now. And I have been cutting out. So today I'm cutting out the S8875, which is also what I'm wearing. And I'd got a plan to make a autumn-winter dress, and inspired by Rachel at the French Seams, I was wanting to do, I'll just take you around here because it's simpler. It may not be a thick woolen dress or winter dress, but with what she inspired me to do is to put a thermal vest under a lightweight dress for winter, which I'd be wearing with leggings underneath or whatever. Anyway, I've still not quite finished these. I'm just in the same place as I was last time that I videoed, because with having this window done, we have had to move all the furniture out again, and now it's all in and done, and it's so wonderful. I've just given you a quick look round, and that there, I have a before photo, but this is me having shortened a dress that I've had, I don't know, about 15 years, that I made myself when I first got back into sewing, and it's an amazing fit. Simplicity dress, and I've decided to do that for my Sew Up Cycle 23. I was going to make something with that I had worn for my, well, it's in pieces now, for my son's wedding celebration, but I've decided I'm not doing that now because it's going to take more time than I'd anticipated, and I don't want to rush it. It's an important thing. I've run this up as a 12 for, oh, that's my neckband, which I did put on once and then I've taken it off, but it's the Nico top from True Bias, I think it is. And so it fits me really well. It's lovely. And I got the fabric from the Northwest Sewing Social run by Christine at the Gemini Stitch. And this is my little quilt hanging that I have on the wall that I made about 3 years ago to go on the kitchen door that has a half glass door. And I started painting the door and I've still not finished it. So it just hangs there waiting for its proper place. Okay, so that's me for now. Good morning. It is almost 9 o'clock on the Saturday the 21st of October, and I'm just coming on to say that I've just come upstairs to wash my hair, and I will catch you all later. Okay, it's now 12. Oh no, it's not. It's 20 to 1. Yes, I sorted the bathroom and I put some laundry in, and I've tidied up a little bit in here, and I've just been stay stitching all my edges that it asks me to stay stitch. So I've just got the top of the skirt to do, and then to stay stitch, and then I will go and get some lunch. Okay, see you in a bit. I'm in my scruffs, and I don't know what I've got. Something anyway, it really doesn't matter. I've got a hole in this, I've got a stain on this. And I'm just on, and I've got these funny, this is when I wash my hair in the morning, I have to let it dry, and try and keep track of it so that it doesn't go all blue. Anyway, and especially if I'm going to iron and with me pressing bits and pieces. Okay, so it is 5:25 on the Sunday, the 21st or whatever date it is. I don't know. It's a Sunday. No, it isn't. It's still Saturday. Oh God, it's Saturday. So it's probably the 21st then. Yes, I came in this morning to say that I'm here, I'm going to wash my hair, I'm going to have a bit of a tidy up, and I wanted to work on my Christmas. I said it again, it's not a Christmas dress. Wanted to work on my winter dress. And so I have been doing that, and it has driven me mad. No, it hasn't driven me mad. I'm still patient with it, but it has meant I've just spent ages sat downstairs hand basting it together, because it slips about on itself. I'm using my walking foot. I tried putting a little magnet thing by the seam allowance thing. That didn't work. It slips on its own, it slips about. The layers, Bikush velvet or nylon velvet or whatever you want to call it, velvet. The fact that it's velvet and it's got a pile, it is moving itself on the pile, and it doesn't. It's like working at working with opposing magnets, and as soon as you put one bit near it, the other bit goes away. So I've used pins and pins, and I've got it right, and as soon as I just move it or put it on the bed of I've tried pinning it while I've had it flat, I've tried pinning it while it's in my hands, I've tried pinning it on a I've tried all sorts of things, but I've made it behave itself by basting it at the top and basting it at the bottom, and then I'm going to have another go. One seam that I've already taken out once it's gone incredibly wavy. The one above it is just the gathering one, but it's gone wavy. It's just, it thinks it's Seaside stitches and it's on the sea. That's what it's doing. And yes, it's just a little tiring when I thought I'm not a fast sewer, so I don't think, right, I'll run that up in an hour and a half and it'll all be finished. But it has been a bit arduous. I haven't done any of the difficult bits yet, but I'm just updating you on what I've been doing today. So it looks dreadful. It looks frightful with white and a dark thingamabob, and it looks all, yes. But anyway, I've come now to just try again on the machine very calmly and very quietly, and see, even though that at the top that matched each other perfectly, you couldn't have seen the layer from the underneath before, and now you quite clearly can, even though I have redone it as I've stitched it, and it just won't have any. But that in itself isn't an issue, as long as it holds itself and I can keep it under the machine foot until it's done where I need it to do. That will be fine. So that's me really. I think I will be signing off shortly, and I shall probably see you tomorrow. So bye for now. I might remember what day it is tomorrow. Okay, good morning. So I'm just getting popping on a Sunday, the 22nd of October. Yesterday I left you with the fact that I was I had problems most of the afternoon. Oh gosh, this was fine. I started doing this first thing, and it was fine a few minutes ago. I just did an introduction and checked that I was on, and anyway, never mind. Excuse me, I will have edited that out anyway. So good morning, it is Sunday now, the 22nd of October. I'm still on with my winter dress, and I had some issues with it yesterday because it was slipping all over the place, and today I've not found it much different, but I have managed to get the back bodice and the back skirt together. Now it's looking very slim, this, for me, so I have made this. This is the third time I've made it. It's this one. I don't think I showed it yesterday. I don't know if that was down when I did it. So it's this one. And that's the back. Yeah, so I've made it. This is the third time I've made it. And I've made the skirt, I think, 4 more times. Maybe 3 more times on the Westcliff dress. The 2 jasmines, and I'm about to put it on the 3rd jasmine. So 4. Yeah, 4 times. So that is the skirt pattern I use. It's jersey, so it should stretch, but I don't know how much stretch, and I don't want the white showing through from the other side. Anyway, I'm going to crack on with it. The things I'd concerned myself about yesterday when I was putting it together was, because you do the bodice front in 2 pieces, and I was just trying to get the direction of the direction is one direction because it's got a nap, but it's also a directional fabric with the pattern, so I'm trying to get so that I don't get any inappropriateness in certain places where I place it, and also that I don't get an exact copy of what I've just done. So you know what I mean, I think. Anyway, so I've done that, and I've left it over the chair tonight because I spent time downstairs with it after tea yesterday, just unpicking all the hand tacking that I'd done. And even when I tacked it twice on the same seam, above and below where it was going, it's still shunted up from the top, and it's really frustrating me. So I had practiced on some of the fabric, and I did send for some samples of the stretch velvet, and I'm going to have another practice because I did practice and set my tension, and it all seemed fine, and then it's just doing its own thing, really. But it's just fabric, isn't it? We have no control over what it does, really. We think we do, but we don't. Okay, so that's that for now, and I will crack on and see how far I get adding the sides to the front. It's a funny one. You make the actual... You attach the bodice to the skirts, the front bodice to the front skirts, the back bodice to the back skirts. You sew them down the side, and then you put the sleeves in before you... Well, normally there would be a zip because it's meant to be for woven, but I won't be putting a zip in it. And so then you sew it down the back. Now for me that's no good because... And then put your facings, sew it down the back and then put your facings on. Well, that's no good for me because I've no idea. I'm working blind, aren't I? I've no idea how it's going to fit me until I put it all on, and then by then, who knows? So I have to. I do it a little bit differently than that. But so far, I've behaved and not made the bodice first and then the skirt first, just for a change, to do what I'm supposed to do. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm just going to try. I haven't cut out the sleeves or the ruffle yet because I just wanted to know, is it going to work? Because if I'm already concerned about the stitching, laying the velvet on top of each other. While I watched Jo from Minerva do a sew along, how to work with stretch velvet, her seams looked perfect and they just parted where they were supposed to. But this, it's definitely gone into the white. You can see the stitches. You can't see the stitches, you see the stitch holes. Do you know what I mean? The holes where it then looks like there's a bit of white or whatever. If it does it there, I don't mind. I can put buttons in or something, or some sort of trim. But if it's doing it under here, I'm not sure. So I'll just go with it and see how it is. And then the other thing I want to do is just, I'll just reach behind me. This dress was a very long, it had grown really. It's cotton with a little bit of elastane in it. I've had it a long time, and it was a maxi, and it wasn't a maxi, it was a midi, but it's kind of settled and, and elongated itself. But I've lost weight in certain places where I've put it on in others, so it's adapted by just kind of hanging lower and lower. So I've shortened it. I'm not going to wear it like that, but I have cut what I cut off. Now I'm in my scruff. See, it's like I'm on a Zoom call. I've got my scruffy skirt on, but that's okay. I'm just wearing my billy jumper. Don't like it, but there you go. And yesterday I was all scruffed up because we've got a Hebe that's it's got kind of rust or something on it. It's just been showing itself to us for months. Will you just take me out because I'm dying? Anyway, yesterday I togged up ready to do some gardening. What I mean is I was in my scruffs, and then Alan just came down and he said, I think I'll go and lop that shrub down, and I said, that'd be great. So I didn't then get changed, I just cracked on sewing. So when I saw you last night anyway, it doesn't really matter, that's just how it is. Sometimes I'm in gardening clothes, very rarely these days. So that is that. Oops. That was the length of what I've cut off. So I don't want to put the whole thing back on again. So I've just taken off that much, and I've got to regather that and then reattach it. And then I've unpicked the sleeves inside, but they're still held on by the overlocking thread. So I will take that off because I want to just I want to narrow them a little bit. Cut them above the elbow and just tidy them up and regather the top and see how they sit. It's fine. It's not like I'm going to go out in it and it's going to be a best dress, but I want some functional use out of it, because for winter it looks great with it's fine with a black polo neck underneath, but it looks a bit stupid with these length sleeves with it underneath it. So I don't want it sleeveless, I just wanted it like that, and then so that just gives me more options. If I've got something black that's got like more of a balloon sleeve, I can wear it over that. So that's my plan. And I want to just have a little go at doing the gathering for that. So that's another thing on my list, but I'm not rushing. I've got, 8 days, 9 days, I don't know. Okay, so that's there, and I'll perhaps see you later. See, I've got a good shape for it now. But there is a pattern piece, a pattern in the design that directs your eye, that contradicts the point that I've got. I think you'll know what I mean when I do it, but anyway, I'm just going to stand up, but I'm not waving my arms about, I'm not moving about, I'm just going to stand up. Okay, so it's okay down the bottom. I've got a good fit around the sides. I've got a good fit at the back and at the sides, and I've also got a good fit around the bust. It's taken quite a lot of jiggling about. My main concern is that when I attempt to put this V-neck facing in, or binding, or anything that I use, it will just set up this thing again that is along here, that when you go across the grain it just comes white or patchy, or you can see the sewing, however lightly you do it, whatever tension you've got. So I don't know if you can see that, but that's it for me today. I'm happy that I've got the fit right now, and remarkably I've not got a big bunch of fabric up here, which I often have. So I've managed to get the shoulders right as well. I know they're not even. But I don't know whether to just count my losses and give up with this bodice and change it to a more of just a straightforward empire line, so that I've not got this pointy bit and again this diagonal thing that's going across the grain. So I'm going to think about that before I do any more. So that's me for today. That's the Sunday. So hopefully I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye for now. Hi, it's Monday, and I don't know what day that is, something like the 23rd. And yes, yesterday evening I took these sleeves out of the dress that I'm upcycling, and I'm going to recut them and then tidy them up. I didn't have an overlocker when I made this. The rest of the dress was pinked down the seams, but I didn't do the sleeves. And the sleeve head, it's gone a bit tatty at the top, and on the sleeve at the top, is on the armhole at the top. So I just want to tidy all that up. So that's what I'm doing now. And yesterday evening, I think after I'd spoken to you, I did manage to bring down some hand sewing things, just gathering the frill for this dress that I'm going to put on, and unpicking something else, and I can't remember what else. So anyway, I've done a few jobs and it's about 11:15. I'm going to go upstairs and sew, and I'll see you later. Okay, hope you're all well. And then at some point I may do my little ironing excursion. Then I can put all these away with the craft cotton things, my bag making things. And that is a frayer that I ran up just in some cotton jersey with not much stretch. I just wanted to try it to see if I can still get a fit, if I can get a better fit, but I'm not really bothered about it now. But I have done the cowl neck, and I've watched Angela's Angela's kind of sew along for the cowl neck, and I may just do that just to try it to see whether it's any good, if I can get this to fit me at some point. But this is not the month for me to try it. Okay, so I'll see you in a bit. Bye. I'm just going to organise my space here. I'm working on several things at once in that basket, and then there's that was going to be a take the stand, but I think I may have changed my mind. So that was all my bag making things. The lining, there's my 1 inch. I knew I had some. Got ahead of myself. My lining, my coordinating, my main, an option for interacting with another one, and the big zips, mesh and fold over elastic for the inside, and the hardware. So that one's sorted, as in all the things have been auditioned and they're all working together for that. I don't know if any of that went on. This, I'm putting the frill back on. I realised it is the kind of dress I want for autumn, winter, and so I'm putting the frill back on, and that's what I was doing yesterday. I was adding the elastic to the frill that I annoyingly took off and unfrilled, and then yes, and then I wanted it again. So that's that. And this is just what I'm going to, this is the dress that I'm kind of whatever. I was saying these were all pinked. I don't know that they actually were, but I know only a couple of months ago I decided to go down the edges with the overlocker on the seam. It's a dropped waist, well, it's just down at the hip really where it joins. There is a zip in it, but I don't need to use it because it has some stretch, and it's a loose fitted dress, only because I'm not the size I was when I did it. Oh yes, there's those to do as well. So I need to re-sew that. Need to tidy that up and re-sew that. So I'll unpick that, and then I'll have those free to whatever you call that thing. And then, so I'm just going to tidy up this tatty armhole. I don't want to do much to it, but when I overlocked it, it kind of trapped it all in. It did one of those where it mashes it up, and the cutter cuts, but it leaves part of it on, and then it all gets wrapped up in the overlocking thread. Can you see that? Not very well. Not very well either. Oh well, anyway, in the editing I might be able to expand that, but never mind. So that's me carrying on for a little while, and I'll come back to you in a bit. Now you can do that 8 times in a row and it still won't go right. So that's a win. Okay, so this has become my secondary sewing setup at the moment. So, but yes, so I'm even pulling apart another dress that I've had for about 12 years or more. Anyway, so I shall crack on. I've made myself a cup of tea and somewhere I've got an apple. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. Bye for now. Just popping on again. I've been back and forth all day. Don't know how many times I've seen you, but anyway, I've managed to recut the sleeve, and I've overlocked things, tidied everything up. I've recut the sleeve so it's slightly different, slightly tighter. We'll shorten it afterwards, and I don't know if I'm on a tilt, but anyway, all my glasses are. And I'm just going to put the sleeve in now. If you can hear muttering in the background, my husband is on Zoom with his art group, so they are doing their art group and I'm just nipping in here to sew this sleeve in, and then I've just both of these to sew in. And yeah, I did show you the pattern earlier, 1537. It's ancient, that I made it ages and ages ago, but I've had a really productive day. I'm very pleased. I've shown you my little spot downstairs where I've been taking things down and doing a bit of sewing there as well. So I'm just going to crack on with this and I'll see you tomorrow. So it's 5 to 8 on Monday. So disorientated am I. Alan said, right, I'll go up now, and I thought, what? It's his art group night, and I'd totally forgotten. Well, I knew it was Monday, but I hadn't connected the two. Anyway, okay, I'll see you again soon. Bye for now. Sorry about the light. Anyway, I just thought I would also mention that while I've been sewing downstairs, I've also watched Judy running So and So. I haven't seen one of her vlogs for a while, and she's done, she was just starting to show us it was a big catch-up one, and then she was just, the next one that was following was the one that she's done day to day, something like that, which is what I'm supposed to be doing, I think. Yeah, so I really enjoyed watching Judy, and I like her straight talking. I'm going to sew what I need to, what I want to, and nothing else, only what's absolutely floats her boat and is necessary. And I feel like that's how I am too. I don't tend to follow the trends. I don't run after patterns that, oh, everyone's doing this one, I'll try it. But I go with what I like and what I want, and you can't really please yourself. And anyway, it doesn't really matter. If I'm moved by a pattern, I might go after it, but I don't like she said, she doesn't really do the bandwagon things. But I've got a lot of respect for Judy, and like she said, she's been sewing, I don't know, 38, 39 years or something like that. May have even been more than that. But anyway, it was lovely to drop by and feel like you're in the room with her while she's having a chat to you. And Silver Threads Sewing, her name has just left my brain as per usual, but that was really nice, her doing the sewing day to day. That was really nice, and she showed us the mountains. That's gorgeous. And her strawberry sweatshirt, and it was really interesting. I liked it. And there was someone else, my little workroom crafts. I love Davina. But there was someone else I was watching. Oh, it's going to annoy me now because I was just going to say it before. Right, I'm going to get this sleeve in, or else I'll just be here all night not doing that. I know what it was. It was Jess at So What If I Sew. She's like Tigger, backwards and forwards, washing her face, putting her makeup on. She's ready again, she's off again, she's sewing again. She's got lots to show us. It's just, oh yeah, I've missed her videos. I used to watch her early on when COVID was on and no one could go out and anything, and she was just sat on the floor in a I'm going to say in her pants, but I think probably her pyjama shorts and top, and sewing, cutting all the fabric out and sewing something up, and just amazing, and very inspiring. I just love that kind of like, just let's get on with it. Very fluid. But she talks at 1,000,000 miles an hour. She talks even faster than I do when I'm really excited. But I really enjoyed that, spending a week with her and feeling quite exhausted and quite grateful that I was just sat on my sofa doing a bit of hand sewing. So anyway, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now. Okay, it is Tuesday this morning. It's 10:15 on Tuesday the 24th, and I may not be all properly in the screen, but I've just jumped on quickly because across the back they're having a window put in. They're doing some building, and it's all going to kick off again very shortly. So I just want to show you that this is my SAA75. I use it anyway. This is the second one, but the one I've been showing you this week is my third one, and it's meant to be in a woven, and obviously this is not a woven. And I'm trying to do the same thing that I've done with this one in this other fabric that I was talking to you about. And I managed to get a good fit, but I've had some issues, as I shared with you, around the velvet and how it works in the seams and things. And I just want to quickly show you how I've achieved the good fit. I feel like I'm probably a head taller than where I'm filming, so I don't know where I've cut off or not. But you've seen this dress many times before. It's my most worn, me-made item. I wear it over different coloured polo necks that are all different colours from whatever I've got in this dress, and I wear it without in the summer, obviously. So this is the dress, but on the pattern because I have a low bust, and if you've ever been watching me, you know that nearly every time I'm on, I say, well, I need to do a low bust adjustment. But well before I knew about low bust adjustments, I had to work with what I knew, and that was add a bit more on the front so that it makes the bust go lower. And on my pattern, it still has this extra on the pattern. Now, I've used the skirt pattern many times, 4 times I think I'd remembered, but then I cut it off here, so I don't normally go through this process. I have done twice and now 3 times. But so the way I've got the good fit is that I have left these on until I'd finished it. It is a 16. I've only got a pattern up to a 14, so I have some masking tape that I added to the sides to each of the seams to make it into a 16, which I've just assessed as being the right amount after the difference between the 12 and the 14, the 10 and the 12 and the 12 and the 14, so I've got that. So that's the 16 on the bottom half, and I only do quite a scant 3/8 or not much more than a quarter on each side. And sewing that up the sides was wonderful because I was on the grain and it didn't slip about or fight me in any way. But the top, I'm more of a 12 around the bust. Well, the bust that's up here now, because I've lowered the... So that happens. So I've done that, and I've got a lovely fit at the side, because I often get from a standard 14 anyway, I usually get sort of something that hooks out here. I'm sure you'll understand what I mean. So that's that, and then I just tacked this. I pinned it where I wanted it, and I tacked it, hand tacked it, and then I have tried it on, and it fits really well. I showed the fit the other day. So yesterday I just had a break from it. I wasn't mad with it or anything, I just had other things to do, and I had a really productive day again, so I took you through that anyway. So now I just have to try it on again, and then cut this to the appropriate seam allowance, and then that bit's done, and I need to work on the facing today. So fortunately I don't have to add anything to the facing because I've checked the pattern, and this is more or less where the pattern would land. But for some reason when I do it with the pattern like that, it's funny and it's gapey and it's weird. So that's how I've done it. So we all have our own way, don't we? But I had a little panic. Now I will sit down because they've not started yet. So yes, so I had a bit of a panic. The panic went on for about 15 minutes, but the level of stress that was around was, and it felt like this is going to be expensive and this is going to be time wasting and this is going to be really ridiculous. But anyway, I could not find the shank thing for, once I took the walking foot off yesterday, I couldn't find the thing that you take off that holds your foot on the actual pole. And I couldn't find my ordinary foot, my normal universal foot. And I thought I had it at the sewing social. And the way I packed my things on the morning of the sewing social was I kind of gathered a few things up. I'd thought overnight about what would I need. And I'd used a Ferrero Rocher pot tub. And also something else, but I couldn't remember what the something else was. And I knew I'd taken this bag with some of the things in, but they were all in receptacles, and I couldn't remember exactly what they were. But anyway, it suddenly, because I was like, right, well, I can't attach a foot. Is it specific just to the singer? My local shop sells Brothers. Would they have one? All this head stuff. My inner dialogue was racing around. I know there's a sewing machine shop at Chester. I can't think of its name. Jaycott's. So I thought, well, I may have to ring Jaycott's and ask, do they have one for my model of Singer? But they sell Janome and all sorts of things, really. But I don't know that they sell Singer. And so, it was just a panic. And then I just kind of like sorted myself. You didn't leave it because it would have been left around. You must have realised how important it was, so you put it somewhere safe. Now, where would a place of safety be while you're there, so that you would remember when you came back? Because obviously I hadn't remembered. And then I did remember that it was in a plastic box that I keep my, what had been spare. I have to get it. Blinded by the light. Right, so I had remembered that I took this, and I thought the only place it can be now is in that box. And these were my reserve 50, and I didn't think I'd ever get to use them because they've been in that drawer ages and ages. And then when I started doing the In Control bags, the By Annie bags, the caddies, I was using all of them, and it's only that I took a lot off, and I ended up with some in this little box. But anyway, I had taken it, and it was secreted among these, and so was my foot. So, I was so relieved. Sorted. But just the little things, and again, it's kind of memory and thinking, and next time I need to be more organised and know exactly where things are going to be before I go, so that I can remember because I thought I've put everything back. But the only other thing that had been missing was I have 2 of these, and I've been using one downstairs, and I kept thinking, where on earth have I put that? But I'd put it in there for safety because of its sharp point. So I had been thinking at the time, but a lot's happened since then. And I drove home for an hour, and well, everything changes, doesn't it, when you move from space to space. So, sorted. Sorry for crashing about. The other thing is that I think I'd already told you that I'd put this together. This is the Nico top, True Bias Nico, and I'd put the band on, but I realised it was just a bit floppy, so I've changed it to because I've got a big head, so I'd put the 16 band on, but the garment is 14. Yes, so I've unpicked it, I've repressed it, and I've yet to recut it to put it on here, but it's not an urgent thing at the moment. But when I wear it, I get 2 little darts here, which is what I get with the Freya and most things if I haven't done a low bust adjustment. So all I have to do is make that dart, because this is a twirl. So make the dart as it makes it fit right, and then I can measure the distance between the legs of the dart, and then I can add that on down here. I know what I mean. And thoughtful creativity, name I've forgotten again, lovely lass, and she does thoughtful creativity, and she tells you how to do that, how to take it from a baggy armhole into your bust dart. So you can create a dart, or you can just create the space for a dart within your pattern. So that's why when I'm making a 12 for anything like this, I don't automatically set the sleeves in as you're going round, you know, in the open, in the wide. So I need to work out where this is what's going to happen here first. So that's what I've done with that. And yesterday I also took to pieces another dress that I made at the same time as this, that never fit me. It was in woven, didn't have any stretch in the cotton, and it was always squishy on my bust. So, and that's when my bust was like my bust was then, not like, and so I've taken the bodice apart. I've no more fabric for it, and it's years since I did it, so there won't be any around. I'm trying to work out what to do about it, but I've taken it apart, I've pressed all the pieces, and I'll see. There's not really much left because they are princess seams in that. I've trimmed to the stitch line really, so there's not much ease anywhere that I could spare space anywhere where I could re-sew. So I don't know what I'll do with that. It's not for the challenge, but I just wanted to do it because it's been sat in there folded up, and I thought, well, let's have a go, see what happens. Okay, so that's it for me. Yes, Tuesday the 24th, and I can't eat now till 3 o'clock. I've got I'm going to the hospital for a scan, so I'm trying to have a nice distracting sewing day with much less stress than yesterday. I didn't feel like there was going to be stress yesterday, but anyway, I shall try and keep track of all my equipment today, and I'd love to be able to see you later, so let's hope I can. I'm a bit fly away, but I've still got a little curl there from 3 days ago. Okay, see you in a bit. Bye. Okay, hi. I'm just popping on for a moment. I want to share this not too foolproof method. So, just let me explain. When I've been doing my Biani bags, because I'm working with different colours on different caddies, then I've been keeping a selection of my cotton. I don't know if you can see me if my head's on or not, but I'll just do this just in case. Okay. Oh, something went weird then. Okay, so now it's going to start. So I had got 2 separate trays for the different ones that I'd started because I was running kind of in tandem with doing the ones. So I've kept the thread out and the bobbin so that I don't get mixed up with which is which. Now I'm just going to throw it all about now because this is a bit ad hoc. It's not what I was going to talk about. And okay, so there we are, relatively back organised. And then I've merged them a bit because, and this is because I have a lilac, and when I was doing my pattern Emporium dress, I had a lilac for that and a lilac for the blouse I was doing, the N6707, and I started to sew the side front using the wrong lilac, and then I realised I need to keep them separate so it's visible that I know they're separate. So then this is why I did this for the caddies. Now I've not been back to the caddies because we've had home improvements done and everything, so I've kept them. I know which is which for which caddy, and that got expanded. Whoops. Oh, I'm sorry, just picking up other threads. That got expanded a bit when I was just doing the last one. So that's one of the lilacs that's obviously very different, but when you're not really concentrating, you don't know. So this is another section of something. But the other day I was sewing up something else. Oh, something in this. As a 12 for the 1934, Simplicity, no, Vogue 1934. The dress pattern, I don't think I've got it up here. the dress pattern that Nadia, oh yes I have. Nadia made her ball gown in this. I'm not going to make a ball gown, but I wanted to try, again, me and my jersey, because obviously this is a woven pattern. I just wanted to check how this bodice would make up in a jersey. And this is some jersey that I've had for a long time that I didn't buy. It was gifted to me in a lovely Christmas hamper that we got when one of the Christmas lockdowns happened, because anyway, we're not going to that. And it hasn't been my choice, but I do keep wondering what I could make with it. So I've tried to, I'm doing a toile of this. So anyway, long story short, short story long. To make sure I keep my thread different, separate from all the threads for the caddies, I had put this in my little spice jar thing that I keep buttons and things in. I've got loads of them. And I thought that would be great because I'll remember exactly what that is. And so I started to sew this again, which is that colour. And I threaded my machine with this and the bobbin. And I had this under the machine and I thought, well, that's come out really like navy on here. I didn't realise that. And I realised I was just about to sew into it in a crucial point, making the point actually at the front, with the wrong thread. So I thought, I know what I can do. So now, if I'm going to use this method, I shall put a scrap piece of fabric for the thing that I'm making. Now when you get to 70, these little tips could be useful to you, so I'm just sharing it with you. Okay, I'll get back to what I was doing and rethread now with the navy. Okay, bye for now. It's 11:45, so I've only got 3 hours before I can, well, 3 hours plus my scan time, and then I can eat or drink. I have to have a pint of water at 2 o'clock, so it's like the old days of when you're pregnant and you have to have a scan and you have to drink loads of water. And you think you've drunk loads and then they bring you a jug while you're sat in the waiting room. Now that's 43 years ago, so I'm a bit out of practice at that. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. Bye for now. Okay, I'm just back from wherever I went and only 5 minutes to the appointment, and I realised I was in the wrong place, but I was in the right town. And after manoeuvring past a closed road, this road is closed, we managed to be there in time. So that's all been dealt with, and now we've been to the Chippy for a quick, very early tea. And just wanted to say that before I went, I did manage to get the facing more or less on. It will look a bit weird, but I'm not really bothered. Yeah, I don't necessarily do it how you're supposed to, and I've still got to join one bit of the shoulder, because I mess about with the length of the front and the shoulders. I have to do it as I'm going along, so that just needs altering to match the facing, or the facing to match the thing. But I did manage to get a relatively good V. I do need to snip that and move that out of the way, but I did get a good V on my facing, so I'm really pleased about that. And then it's just an experiment now to see if it's all bulky and weird, and whether I will continue with this one and put the sleeves and the ruffle on the bottom, or whether I will divert from now on. So that's just us up to date again. And so, well, I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. Morning, it is Wednesday, it's 11:10, and it's the first time I've been up here yet. I've been holding a tape for Alan because he's got to do a bit of adjustment at the top of the window. You don't need to know that. What I'm going to be working on today is this. It looks like a dog's dinner, but actually it's not. I just had to take it slow and take it off and put it back on several times, just to make sure that I kept the fabric in check and I didn't stretch anything. And then I'm going to have a look at trimming down that facing and understitching it and see whether it makes a big lump on the inside, and then I'll make a decision from there. So that's that. And also I may have another go at This one is the 1934. It's the pattern that Nadia used for her ball gown, but I've just got to iron on the facings downstairs. They're ready on the ironing board. I'm not rushing anything at all today. That's it, what I'm doing, and let's see how it goes, because I'm doing really well so far. This is the most I've been able to sew in a week for months and months, and so okay, I'll see you in a bit. The dress I'm wearing is the McCall's 6028. So yeah, I wore that dress on a video anyway, but this was the 12 for it, and this was way back, I don't know, when I got back into sewing, around the time that I made this one. And then I made this one as a 12 from some fabric from Preston Market, and it's not exactly my colour, but I thought it would be fine for something. Okay, just a quick whiz on. You might not be able to see my head, but anyway, the dress has managed to live for another day. It was very close to being binned, cut off, cut in half, thrown at the wall, all sorts of things, but I have rescued it. So I don't need to tell you any more about that, but I have now got the fabric out so I can cut the sleeves and the frill. That's good news. So I'll sign off today. It's only 3:30. But anyway, these videos are getting longer and longer, but I am going to cut these out, and then that will be ready for tomorrow. And I'm not necessarily sewing them tomorrow, but I will come on and show you the fabric that has arrived. The washing machine is now spinning at the moment. Don't know if you can hear it, but that's one piece, and I've just got another piece to put in. So I shall see you tomorrow. Bye for now. Okay folks, it's Thursday the 26th of October. It's 5 to 11. I hurt my hip yesterday, but I'm going to manage today. I'm moving on to I'm not making a bag today. I'm just preparing all the sections for quilting the quilt pieces A and B, and then I will work out what I have to cut from them while I'm still on fire and I've got my sewing head on. I seem to be able to have my concentration head on, so let's go with it, which is what I've done all week. So where this was meant to be a very short video, it's quite a long video, but that's how it is. A week in the life for Susan sewing could be like 10 minutes. And this one got to 1:40 and had still 2 days left. So I've edited it out, and I've edited it, and we'll see how I get when I do the actual thing tomorrow. So see you in a bit. Bye for now. I'm just going to take you down to look at the table that beneath us. I don't know how jerky this will be, but there you go. Those are my preparation fabrics for starting the new bag, which will be a bag for me this time. It's still Thursday, and I'll just bring you up to date with what I've got so far. Okay, so I've just made one chalk mark down the centre of the quilt sandwich, and this will be quilting set A, and then I'll do exactly the same to the other one, and then I'm going to follow that line with my walking foot little arm that it has on, and just go about 1 inch apart on each one. Okay, that's it for now. I've got my walking foot here. Okay, it's 4 o'clock now on Thursday, and I'm going to be finishing off now, but there was one thing to end this video and then edit it so that I can get it out for Friday. There is one thing that I did say I would show you. So I've just done this quilting so far, and then I shall just show you. I did promise to show you some fabric that had arrived this week, so it won't be a minute. It would have taken me for a tour of the radiator, and it would have been worth it, I think, to see this, because this is so wonderful, and it is French Terry from Andrea at Beyond the Pink Door, and I just absolutely love it. So it's been great spending a week with you. I know it's got a bit lengthy, but that's just how it is. So really it's a week in my life rather than sew day to day as Jen would have wanted, but I'll kind of introduce this from the future and then play it back. Well, if you've watched it, thank you ever so much for staying with me, but I've really enjoyed it, and I'm so pleased that I've actually got my soju and I've got my green go back. Okay.